Okay, so in my continuing to kind of work on some things that aren't getting me too involved in other stuff until I know for sure tonight whether I have to show up tomorrow for jury duty, I finally got myself, I decided I wanted to make another sketchbook because I'm running really low on sketchbook, my current sketchbook. So I decided I was going to make a piercing cradle, and I will put the link in the doobly-doo down below because I got this from another YouTuber who does bookbinding, and his stuff is really cool, and this knocked together in less than 20 minutes. And what a piercing cradle is you open up, you can see here it's kind of shaped like a V. Let me come up a little bit. And the pages, the folio, lays down, and you can see if we look here really close, I used tape, but you can see that there's little holes. Maybe you can see them better on the other side. And that's gonna be no. Okay. But it lays open here, and then I can use my awl to very accurately get the holes where they need to go. So I knocked that together, and then I made a little guide where I wanted to put the holes. So once I put the folios in, I just put this in, and I knew where I wanted to put the holes. And you can see here, I put an L and an L just to show that these two needed to be on the left side, if that makes any sense. And this is a nice kind of thing to have because I can fold it up really, really easily, and then just, oops, if I can get this bulldog clip to work, you know, there, it's done, and I can put it down with some of my other stuff. Now, also yesterday, I went ahead and put the sketchbook together, and this just looks, this I gotta say, this just went from kind of strange into, well, okay, and then what the hell, and then, oh no, I've made a horrible mistake, to, oh dear God, how do I pull this out, to, hey, this is what I wanted it to look like originally, to, hey, this is what I wanted it to look like originally. Because you can see here, I have just been like making these little weaving things. And I'm doing it with, I'm doing these parts on the outside with cotton, pearl cotton, which is not good to use this with. So, and part of that reason is, I'm going to show you this from the sideways, is, can you see how stretchy that is? That's just not good. I need to get myself, and I've been looking around, I don't have any money right now, I've been looking around to get some linen thread, either waxed or unwaxed, because you just use beeswax, it's not a big deal. One of the reasons I like using this, the pearl cotton on the outside, is because I just like the color. So I'm going to show you how I did this, and it's super duper easy. This is actually just a variation on a type of petal that you can make when you're doing embroidery work. So this one, I came up through the middle, and when I say the middle, I mean the middle folio, the middle group of pages, you can see there. And I've taped it in because I don't want it to move. I've taped it in. This tape isn't particularly sticky. And then, these are just pieces of scrap paper that I folded. And the reason I'm putting these bulldog clips on, the paper first and then the bulldog clips, is because I don't want the clips to make indentations in the cover. That's the only reason. And then with this, what's nice about doing this, these that look really nice, is that it will kind of suck up some of the slackness. So you can see here I went under, and there's a lot of kind of moving this around in the very beginning to try to get the stitches where you want them to go. And I'm using a slim embroidery needle with not much of a point on it because I just don't want to jab the paper. I'm gonna go over, under, sorry, this is just a lot of whipping things kind of back and forth. And then over under. It was a little piece of eraser right there. And then I just continue doing this until, now if I weren't putting this into a triangle, making this into a little triangle, I would just do this until it filled up. Now, what I finally realized, this is an old comb that I use for varying different things, is that I need to actually start making it smaller way up high, because you can see up here I'm like, you know, small, small, small. Oh gosh, what am I doing? And then of course here I completely lose my mind. This is okay. This is a sketchbook. No one's going to be looking at this except for me. So what I've realized is I need to be kind of selective and go a little slower. Mostly because making just the straight rectangles is just so much easier on me. And then I keep pushing them back up, and you can see how it just starts to fill up. And when I get to a certain point, then I just tie a knot when it's very triangular, like this one is really triangular. I just went around a couple of times, tied a knot, and then started weaving again. And then I go back in through, I'll go back in through this hole, and then it'll get tied off. So it's something that I can kind of do in my sleep by now. And then this one, this is the new day journal, the one that I made while I'm kind of, seriously, January 2025 Katie is just going to absolutely love me. And you can see, again, it's been sitting and it's much flatter. I need to make an entry page for this, but I went through, and you can see here, I only goofed one of them up too. We had to run some errands today, so we went to the library, and I had already put I created these in a I think what is it called, Inkscape. So on each of the tabs, I now have a day. This is the one that I goofed up. I didn't realize I'd goofed it up, so I had to rewrite those. So these are all now in. And again, I wanted something with a Monday start, and then there are the weekends, and on each one of these it just they kind of go down the, and then let's see, there's June. Now the other thing I put in here, I got some sketchbook pages in here too, is my accounts page. And this is, I'm just gonna kind of let you, these are all of my passwords and that sort of stuff is in there. I made the list because I felt as though my husband has his passwords all in a book. I put together all of mine, typed it all up in a document that can't be like read because it's an Inkscape document, if that makes sense. So it, like, if somebody looks at it, it looks like a picture. So I've got those, and I sent those to him. So as I'm fiddling around and waiting for 6 o'clock to arrive so I can call and say, am I going to be having to show up tomorrow? And Anlin, if you're listening to this, Anlin and Aline, I'm going to be wearing what I call my pretty Anlin dress. The one with the blue spots, the blue dots that are multicolored. I'm going to be wearing that if I have to go tomorrow. It's a nice cool dress too. So cool in the, it looks cool, and then cool as in it's breezy. Because it's just been, oh man, today it just about killed us. I'm so glad we got bus passes. The humidity is just absolutely oppressive. Anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. And trying to think happy thoughts, and that I won't end up having to do jury duty. So today I'm going to do this part, and I still need to show you how I finished up the Twin Saints. And I think, like I said, I've been doing stuff that is preparatory for other things in the hopes that I don't want to get involved in any big project right now, because I know I'm going to get pulled away from it. So anyway, long time longer. Thank you, patrons. And I will see you in the next video.